You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming! Thunder in 5, Thunder in 5, Thunder in 6, Thunder in 5, Thunder, 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 Thunder. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, Alex. I'm tired of it. Now everybody wants to believe. Now everybody wants to believe us, Alex. I don't get it. And Vegas still doesn't think we're going to win. The fucking Thunder are minus 230 to win the NBA Finals. And we are waxing that ass. I mean, we are just belt to ass every fucking time. If we can win game 3, boys, we winning this bitch. I'm telling you right now. We're winning it. We're fucking winning it. I'm telling you, okay? Don't let people switch up now. Don't let them switch up now. Rich Eisen? Oh, I got him going all the way. Now people are switching up. You see it. You see it coming. They're coming out of the weeds. The little motherfuckers are like, yeah, the Pacers. Yeah, you're going to win y'all. No. Nah. I don't want it. Keep it over there. Keep it over there. Keep that fucking bullshit over there. The only people who thought or knew we could be here are Pacers fans. We made it last year. They said it was a fluke. And I'm guilty of it. All right, I'm gonna let you know. I'm guilty of it. I thought we did have a lot of shit go our way, but we were still a solid enough team where, you know what? Even if those teams were healthy, yeah, we probably could have still made it back. But, okay, we in the NBA Finals now, a year later, when they called us the Atlanta Hawks. Called us the 2015 Atlanta Hawks. But I am gonna say this, okay? The people that needed to show up, showed up. I mean, Ben Mathurin with 27 points. Tyrese Halliburton almost had a triple-double. 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. Pascal Siakam, 21, 6, and 4. You know, TJ McConnell had 10 points. Wow, this seems like a light game. Actually, Andrew Nembhard had 8. Obi Toppin had 8. Miles Turner had 9, 2, and 1. And Miles Turner did not play well in this game. 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He did have 5 blocks, though. I will say that. I'll give him credit on the defensive end. But 9 and 2, I got to get more out of Miles Turner than that. Like, you can't let second-year Chet Holmgren do this type of shit to you. That's all I'm saying. But good win. Just going to call it what it is. Good win. It was nice to see Ben Mathurin finally get into a groove. This was, without a doubt, Ben Mathurin's best game ever as a Pacer. Okay? Like, we needed bench production in this game, and we got it. We got it from TJ McConnell. We got it from Ben Mathurin, who was easily the best bench player in this game. Obi Toppin did his thing. Andrew Nembhard did his thing. You know, Aaron Nesmith, a little light, but it was good enough. You know, they actually posted this stat on ESPN this morning because I was watching everybody. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what everybody was talking about because I was like, okay, now that we won Game 3, all of a sudden now everybody's going to start like, you know, oh, well, maybe the Pacers could win. I knew it was coming. I was like, if we can win one game at home and go up 2-1, it's going to change everything. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. All of a sudden, everybody's like, I'm just going to say this. I still got Pacers in 7. Okay, I'm not changing my prediction. I see people saying Pacers in 6, which is a possibility, but I still think it's Pacers in 7, just because it's OKC. But the good thing about this game was that we figured out what works. You know, like for the first 2 games, it seemed like we had no idea how to stop OKC or how to play them. I think we did a very good job of containing SGA this game. He only had 6 free throws. He shot below 50% this game. You know, he's a walking 30-point guy. He didn't score 30 points this game. So there was a lot of benefits in this game. And you could tell in the second half of this game, OKC really started to get out of character. You know, I think one of the biggest plays of the game was when Alex Caruso threw that inbound pass and threw it right to TJ McConnell, was right in front of him, and to tie the game up at 95-95. But very good win. I will say this. The next game, I really think this next game is very, very big. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. We play tomorrow. It's Friday. The games are going to start getting, you know, a little more closer than they normally are, just because obviously season's closing out. They want to close out the season, get it over with. But being that the very next game is at home, if we can close it out to go up 3-1, I like our chances. Obviously, I don't want to jinx it, but it seems like a light bulb turned on last night. Rick Carlisle, I know in the beginning of the season we were talking about, even me, I'm guilty of it. We started off 10-15, and I was like, if things don't turn around sometime soon, they're going to be calling for Rick Carlisle's job. And some people have actually been calling for Rick Carlisle's job since last season. Even though we made the Eastern Conference Finals, there are some people who really don't agree with a lot of what he does. And I've never been somebody to really criticize the coach. I only really criticize coaching if I see something that is just so fucking egregious that I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, this person has no business being a head coach. But Rick Carlisle's never really been in that boat to me. There was a point in the beginning of the season where I was like, yo, if we don't start turning shit around, only because, like, if you make the Eastern Conference Finals the year before and you start off the season 10-15 and let's say you don't even make the playoffs, yeah, there would probably be a coaching change. But we're in the NBA Finals. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this series. I just think it's crazy how there's just certain things that it just doesn't make sense about Indiana and like sports media as a whole, because like you got people like me on the internet who will watch the Pacers play and be like, yeah, like they have a chance to win this series, right? But there were people who thought we didn't have a chance at all. Even Vegas, like I said, even Vegas still thinks we have no chance of winning this series. Like I said, OKC is still minus 230 to win this series. I think we're plus 190 to win the NBA Finals. And we've just been proving motherfuckers wrong. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I love everything about this championship run. It's one thing to watch it from the outside looking in and be like, yo, they're playing phenomenal basketball. They're playing really well, right? That's one way to view it. But the other way to view it is if you're a fan of the team, to win your potentially win your, or let's rephrase this, to be 50% of the way away from winning your franchise's first ever NBA championship and having it being probably one of, if not the hardest in NBA history. There's something special about it. There's something magical about the run, okay? And the way that we won and the ways of getting to the NBA Finals, and if we win the chip, it is easily, I'm not even saying this just as a biased fan, as a fan who's been watching basketball my entire life, okay? It's probably, I'm going to throw this out there, probably the greatest championship ever won in NBA history. And the reason I say that is because we were not favorites in any of the series we played to get here. We were not the favorite against Milwaukee. We were definitely not the favorite against Cleveland, okay? And not a single analyst had us beating Cleveland. Then we play New York. We were not a favorite to beat New York. We beat New York. And now we're playing OKC, okay? A team with a phenomenal regular season record, okay? A team that arguably could have been a 70-win team. The number one defense in the NBA with the MVP on their fucking team, and we're up 2-1. It's pretty insane. If you look at Game 5 against Milwaukee, Game 2 against Cleveland, Game 1 against New York, and Game 1 against OKC, all got game winners in it, and you're not the favorite in any of those series to win the championship. Yeah, it's got to be up there. It's got to be. It's got to be up there if we win it. But I will say this. Don't let people start switching up on you now. All right? All the people who said OKC in 5, let them keep OKC in 5. Because I think the only people who thought we could actually win this series are, once again, Pacers fans who have been watching the team all season. People who understand every player on this team. People who understand the depth. People who understand the improvements every player has made. I'm not going to lie. I think part of the reason that we're not favorites, and I don't want to say favorites because we weren't going to be the favorite anyway, but I think the reason that we're not regarded higher than we actually are by the sports media is because they look at our defense from last year being one of the worst in the league, and to where it is now just being like a middle of the pack defense. To get as far as we did is impressive, to say the least. There are going to be people who say we overachieved, and you know what? Yeah, we probably did, but that doesn't take away from how absolutely fucking insane this playoff run has been. This is easily the best playoff run I think I've seen in my entire life. You know, I've seen a lot of crazy shit, but like you had the Miami Heat a couple years ago go all the way, I think, to the Eastern Conference Finals. But to have a team that like pretty much everybody wrote off as, and including myself in the regular season, I was like, yo, we're probably a second round exit. But like for them to just defy all the odds makers, you know, defy what everybody thought and end up getting to the NBA Finals, having Tyrese Halliburton being voted the most overrated player in the league this year, you know, being number one with like 14% of the vote. It was like 90 players voted him as the most overrated player in the league. And to be in the NBA Finals and then time and time again come up with clutch bucket after clutch bucket to win, it's just, I don't think you could script a better NBA Finals, you know, or a better championship run. Even the crazy part is, even if we lose, right? Even if we end up losing to OKC, I don't want to obviously like radiate that type of energy, but even if we lose, people are going to recognize the 2024-2025 Indiana Pacers as one of the greatest Cinderella stories in NBA history. You know, like a team that time and time again went against an opponent they were not supposed to beat and ended up winning. You know, if we could win it all, like, I honestly, wholeheartedly believe it is the greatest NBA championship ever won in NBA history, if that's the way we end up winning it all. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's game, but it's been one hell of a ride. It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to be a fan of. Even if you're a fan of basketball as a whole, there was a lot of people shitting on this series as like, you know, it's going to be boring. And, you know, like I said in a previous video, people get so caught up in, you know, the markets of each team instead of what the actual team is. You know, people are like, oh, fucking Indiana cornfields. Nobody wants to watch them. Like, I'm like, bro, like, Indiana's one of the most, has the best, like arguably the best bench in the NBA, and OKC is just a juggernaut. Like OKC is good all the way around, and they have a decent bench unit, and we're up 2-1 on them, you know? So for people who were like, oh, this NBA Finals is gonna be boring, no, it wasn't. We all knew it wasn't. Like if you're a fan of basketball, you knew this series was gonna be fun. You know, like, I just don't understand how people can look at markets and just be like, oh, well, it's two small market teams, so nobody gives a fuck. No, if you're a diehard basketball fan and you want good team basketball, the Pacers are probably the best team to watch for that. And if you want if you want a solid series where one really good team is playing another really good team, it don't get much better than this. This is easily the best NBA Finals I think we've had in years. So, you know, usually you get an NBA Finals where you just know, like, the other team is going to beat the piss out of the other, right? And that's not the case in this one. This is going to be I think, in some instances, a dogfight to the end, depending on how tomorrow night's game goes. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I think Pacers fans have loved it. But it's been, last night's game was great. It was really nice to see Ben Mathurin, like, kind of just play out of his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's moments from Ben Mathurin. It's always moments. It's never like a stretch, but we get moments out of Ben Mathurin where we watch him and we're like, yeah, like, that's the fucking future. And last night was a preview of that. Hallie scored 20, Siakam scored 20, and Mathurin led the way with 27. This was like the dream scenario. This is like the first time ever all three of them, I think, have scored 20 plus points, and we got like just a peak. Like, obviously, it's not any, it's a one game sample size, but we got just a tiny peek into what the potential future is for this team, and it was bright. I'm gonna call it what it is. It was bright. You know, obviously we're a deep team, but I feel like we've been waiting for Ben Mathurin to take that extra step for a very long time, and to see it last night in a playoff game where like it really, really mattered, was just fun to watch. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. We're working on 15 minutes here, but tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.